And I think we're live for a potentially interesting evening. Could be a bumpy ride. We'll see what happens. It's been Troll Central. I forgot. I've still got that volume on. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Okay. Project Redfoot was here an hour ago. Okay. Musical Aviator and Celtic King are here now. Hello, chaps. Yes, and you're right, Musical Aviator. We're just at the start of the Zombie Jesus chocolate orgy, which I'm trying to keep an aside of. Hi, Erica. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I completely understand you're going to bed, but thank you for dropping by and saying hi. Hi, Toriana and Thol and Noble Wolf. I love you too, Celtic King. We have to brace ourselves for the potential of being descended upon by people who do not have the angry love, though. So, brace yourself for that. Hey, Charlie, because I'm somewhat a target of trolls at this very moment because I dared to say the cockhead who's been charged with whatever the fuck he's been charged with for his video saying gas the Jews and having his little dog doing a Hitler salute, saying I don't give a shit about him because I fucking don't. Hey, Stephen. Yeah, I think England goes way over the top with prosecutions and convictions and jailing of people for shit they do on the internet. But if anyone expects me to give a shit about this obvious fucking alt-right Nazi sympathizing piece of shit, it's like these fuckheads, they whether they're hanging out on 4chan or Reddit or whatever, and they're just kind of like, oh, if we say it's a joke, if we say it's ironic, we'll get away with it. Nobody will ever suspect that we're actually just trying to normalize hate speech because we're so clever. They're so fucking self-absorbed and convinced of their own cleverness. They're utterly mortified when someone calls them out and say, hey, you're actually fucking garbage. And you go, no, I'm not. Yeah, you are actually. You're fucking garbage. So we don't actually have a Mimsy tonight. So, that's a bit of a disappointment. She was sitting just there a bit earlier, but she decided to wander off. I don't know. If she shows up later, it might bring her in. She seems perfectly content to just sit on her little perch while I prattle on for an hour or two. Celtic King, I have heaps of the angry love for you and everyone who is deserving of it. But it's just that, I don't know, there are some sad, twisted souls out there and they just don't have the love in them. I fucking love how stupid they are, though. Like, I see the stupidity of these trolls all the time. But it still makes me pause occasionally and go, wow, you're that fucking stupid. Okay, one day I will stop being surprised at how fucking moronic these people are. But tonight will not be that night because they're out in force and they're really fucking stupid. It's really simple stuff. Like I put it forward, like one thing that bugs the shit out of me is these tiny-minded little dweebs on the internet and off the internet who go, free speech, but free speech. And they have zero understanding of what that term actually means. In these tiny little weasels excuses for a brain, free speech means they get to say whatever they want and they never have to face any repercussions. They never have to answer for anything they ever do. And it's like, even in countries that have free speech or free expression laws in their constitution, that isn't what it means. That is never what it means. It's about the government and its ability or lack thereof to prosecute citizens based on the beliefs of the citizens. Hey Adele, how you doing? Celtic King is surprised they don't troll my PO box. What, you mean write letters? I don't think they can write, dude. I mean, Toby's signed me up for. Look, it's like I keep getting. I showed these last time. I think another book. Where is the true church? How God's kingdom will come. He's making them pay to send me stuff, which is hilarious. And it's just, the way it goes. Ooh, wait a sec. I just want to. I always trying to work out how this shit works. Oh, okay. Yep. Cool. Oh, no. Okay, that works. Okay. Yeah. I still don't fully know how these various chat functions work on here, but I'm getting a better handle on them, which is cool. So yeah. I mean, I swear to God, I got this package. This came from the US. So bloody Toby's got this US-based evangelical group paying for international postage to send me shit. I don't know, in the idea that they'll get money out of me at some point. They won't. So I just think it's hilarious. This one. Hey, Frank, how's it going? Yeah. Todd Grayman, you may ask any question you like. If you act like a boring cunt, you will go bye-byes well fucking quickly, you sad bastard. Well, no, I'm not saying you're a sad bastard yet. I will absolutely give you the freedom to ask any question you like. So go right ahead. Yeah, Adele, that was what I picked up when we were hanging out. There's some more. I got a notification. Some more. Got to go into the city tomorrow or Saturday and check my mailbox and get some more mail. See, Adele's smart. Adele was hanging out with, and for the first time, I got this little card in my mailbox with a key on it saying, you have something in locker number 2. Oh, what the fuck is that? No, we were walking along, and then there was this large, bright red mailbox with a 2 on it. And then Adele just went, maybe that's number 2. And maybe it is. And the key worked. And I got that out of it. Hey, Peter, and hey, Tara. This is a fart, Peter. Good on you, buddy. I have to be a little bit careful. I did make a couple of cocktails earlier. This is everyone always asks. This is chocolate donut vodka. In as much as I had a friend gave me some jelly bellies that were based on Dunkin' Donuts flavors, and there were chocolate flavor Dunkin' Donuts, and I dissolved them in vodka, and that's what that is. So it's like a chocolatey, sugary vodka at the moment. Adele, you're not a little smart. You are very smart, my friend. Yes, Frankie paid up the $20 he owed me for using the insult he asked for. And not that I've had time to buy booze specifically with that money, but I figured, okay, I'm amortizing the cost of this booze against Frank's $20. Oh yeah. Adele, chocolate. I finished the chocolate one. I've still got 4 flavors with a bit left. This is strawberry donut vodka, and I've got blueberry donut vodka, cinnamon donut vodka, and glazed donut vodka. So yeah. Oh, Tara, you've had some surgery, wrist and chest. Well, I hope it got rid of the cancer thingies. Hope the surgery successful. Always a bit of a hassle. I haven't. AZ's had medical things going on, and I think he loses track. I've been messaging him. I have to keep reminding him. If he doesn't message me for a couple of days, I start to think maybe he's dead. So I keep telling him, you have to message me. I don't like to message or call him because with his chronic pain and other illnesses, sleep is very hard for him to come by. And I always worry that if I call or message him, I'll wake him up from one of his rare sleeps, and I really don't like that. So I keep telling him he should contact me. Daniel, why do I hide my dislike ratio? I will tell you, young man. For the same reason I block people and delete their comments, because when a horde of trolls descend, they've got this fixation, I have free speech, and I love to take that away from them. I love to show them in my world they have no power, they mean nothing, they are non-entities. I do it because it's funny. I do it because you're not young, Daniel. Young compared to who, young whippersnapper? That's what I want to say. So why do I hide my dislike ratio? Because if I get descended upon by a horde of trolls who think they're going to make a mark on the world, I like to take away what they conceive of as their power. I don't have to give them a platform. They can go off and do whatever they want and, in fact, say whatever they want about me on their own platforms and whatnot. But on my platform, I get to control what does and doesn't happen. Oh, Daniel, okay. Are we being coy here, Daniel? We're about the same age. Who's going to actually admit their age first? Celtic King, I don't think so, but who knows, maybe. Daniel, that is a valid analogy. You have the right to lock the doors in your own house. Ugh, boring. See, good old Elva, you're boring, and so you pay the price for being boring. See, that's the ultimate sin. Well, my friend Daniel, I have a decade on you, so touche. I do, in fact, feel at least mildly justified in calling you young man. So there you go. Frankie the Skin, you are such a ladies' man. Daniel, look, you make a point about border control. Countries do indeed get to decide their own rules about immigration and borders and whatnot. No, despite what some people say, no country has open borders, but in democracies, in open discussions, people are open to say, look, I think we should have this immigration policy. I have that immigration policy. If you, for instance, want to say, I want much stricter border controls, I don't begrudge you your right to say that. I will simply present my view as well. It's a complicated world we live in, basically. Oh, look, everyone's saying, AngryPixie, you're mistaken for a teenager because you're wee but swole, as the saying goes. I think if anyone thinks you're too young, you just need to flex at them and they'll basically do whatever you tell them at that point. Oh, we're all swapping ages. Okay, Peter, you've got a couple of years on me, buddy. So you're 25, but the 40. I look. You know why people say like? I started growing a beard at about 27, and I shit you not, that was about the first time I was capable of growing a beard. Like through my early 20s, I would shave maybe once a week and it would look like I was clean shaven the whole week. It wasn't until I hit about 27 I could grow anything approximating a beard. And that's the thing, the males in my family are not very hairy. I think one of my brothers has a beard at the moment, and it's sort of scrubby like mine. And one of my older brothers had one for a while, but I don't think he's got it at the moment. But yeah, we're just not very hairy, my family, quite honestly. Yeah, I just know reading Tara's comment while in hospital, you were flashing your pubes. I'm nice. Adele, 26, you like to get carded because you didn't when you were young. Oh, Jahat was only 20. I did not realize that. Ah. Oh, you're right, Peter. HIV patients. Okay. I saw a story. We are this close to affordable medication that is actually an effective, essentially inoculation against HIV, which is fucking amazing. Hey, Patman and 2424. Daniel, you British getting more here based on. Look, dude. Okay, everyone's ragging me on the moment saying that I think, fucking, what's his name? Dankula is a cunt. Because he is. I'm fucking convinced he's a cunt. He's an alt-right, lying, hypocritical, and I think he is anti-Semitic. He's pushing this bullshit of saying it's jokes, it's irony, and that's a tactic to normalize hate speech. Just my opinion. You can call me conspiracy minded, call me whatever, but I believe that's where he sits. But I will side with you 100% that Britain is getting too authoritarian, particularly with prosecuting people for doing shitty things on the internet. And I've said this in a couple of videos over the year, because Dankula is just the latest. There have been people who've been mean, nasty trolls, and they've been fucking jailed. Okay, if somebody is doing a pattern of targeted harassment against individuals, I think there's grounds to start looking at a prosecution on them. If someone just acts like a cunt on the internet, you can pull them up in court and fine them and say, hey, okay, you've got a record now. You need to stop that, because if you do it again, you will be looking at jail time. But it's usually people have been pulled up and for first offences, or at least first convictions, they're getting jail. Daniel, I should do a live stream together. I swear to God. Okay, because Dankula did a response video, and I have no idea what he said, but I assume he's not happy with me. And I was really taken by surprise, because I will be completely honest. I assumed I was utterly beneath his notice. So I was super surprised when he did a response, or a video saying he doesn't like. I assume he said he didn't like me, and I realized that's completely legitimate. I didn't really. I wasn't. I think a lot of his fans think I was doing a shit stir on him. And when I made my video, which was like last Friday, Saturday, I wasn't consciously saying I'm cool and Count Dankula out and whatnot. I was responding to the story in the news. But him responding to me and saying I'm a little shit, that's completely legitimate. It's surprising. I didn't expect it. Um, but he's completely within boundaries doing it. But yeah. Hey, Mike, how's it going? 24. This is what we're talking about. The guy with the Hitler dog. I made a video last week because in the same week that he got done, there was an Australian comedy show that politicians were saying people should be sacked because someone called someone a cunt on a comedy show on the ABC. Daniel, look. See, the thing is, I don't really know anything about him. I was talking about the news story rather than him. And then this sad little boy, an Australian boy, who's got more than a tiny fixation with me, made a video about, and then Dankula did too. Look, and as you say, Daniel, I personally, I don't subscribe to that idea that all publicity is good publicity. Should have gone to court. It's not a Nazi. Luke, considering who he hangs out with and what he's done and his history, I don't know. Oh yeah, Daniel, I said in the video last week, and I'll repeat it now, unequivocally, Dankula being prosecuted is a farce, and being convicted is absolutely fucking disgusting. I don't believe his defenses. I think he lied in his defenses. I don't believe I'm not a right winger, I don't believe that. Okay? And that's based on a long history of seeing people like him on the internet in public life. It's absolutely possible I'm wrong, okay? I am just sharing with you what I believe. Gag Green, I should watch. I don't know, man. I don't usually let people like that define me or use up my time. But I might watch it. I have to admit, I was really surprised he even noticed my existence. And I did not make my video to get him to notice me. So, 24, 2000s a Hot Wheels. Dude, I don't know that reference. A Hot Wheels movie made a Nazi joke and nobody cared. Fuck, man. I don't know. Listen, as Daniel brought up there, Faulty Towers has the really famous episode with the Germans where Basil suffers a head trauma and starts doing all this really insane shit, including doing his version of a Hitler march. And it's just like, okay. But to me, it was super funny seeing the responses from his slavering fan base, because it's like, dudes, if you're trying to establish your hero's not a Nazi, you're going about it the wrong way. Sending me wave after wave of homophobic and racist abuse is just stupid. Petey, marrying David in May. Good job. Absolutely good job. Okay, the two of you are positive and have good, excellent. And look, man, with you completely. And I've actually noticed some good public promotions at the moment about HIV stigma and ending HIV stigma. It's good to see. LA Cruz, I would indeed be wrong. Did you research? LA Cruz, you're entitled to your belief that he's leftist. I disagree. I believe, based on actual evidence, with his whole thing with the Keck, he's got a long history of posting fucking alt-right memes and stupid fucking racist frog and what. I do not believe that he's either leftist or centrist. I believe he's down the line alt-right. I believe he's playing into that tactic of using a tissue-thin defense of, oh, it's jokes, it's irony. And what their real goal is normalizing hate speech. I think there's abundant evidence for that, and I think there's fuck all evidence for him being left-wing. Hey, Toby, good to see you, buddy. Talking about me upsetting people at the moment. My family's okay. Not 100% sure about Azy. I need to check on him. All right, Daniel, you're right about humour being inappropriate. When I was a kid, every time there was some horrible disaster, there'd be a race to be the first person to make a joke about it. Like, there's that a city in India got poisoned by the Union Carbide battery plant leaked, and a poison cloud went out and killed a bunch of people in a nearby village. And the joke that people were saying the next day was, what's the difference between Madonna and Union Carbide? The difference is not even Madonna can fuck a whole city in one night. Like, Luke Rees, you're entitled to your opinion that it's a joke. I am saying, based on evidence, It's not a joke. It is a disingenuous lie using jokes and irony as a cover for the actual goal and the actual intention. Adele, more people do need kitten cuddles. It is absolutely true. Oh yeah, Frank, I had to explain to Frank who the stain was. Dude's got a boner for me is all I'm saying. It's like, he's so upset. Daniel, look, dude, I completely appreciate you saying I should reach out and do a live stream through. I honestly think I'm beneath his notice. Like the idea that I should do a live stream with him, I kind of feel like I'm beneath his notice on that level. But there's also a thing with me that I don't want to let people like that define me either. But you know, dude, see, you're being completely and eminently reasonable, and I'm open to that. AngryPix, if you want to come over for us, I may or may not do a stream on the weekend, but if you want to come over, I'll definitely, absolutely. Kafra, you're going to pull out a sword and start fighting vampires with Mr. Filch. Oh, Daniel, okay, you've done moderation. Look, Luke, you are absolutely right that humour and offence is subjective. And in case you missed it, I will say it again, that despite me ragging on Dankula, I think the idea of prosecuting him is stupid, and I think the idea of convicting him is offensive and dumb. I just think, you know, everyone's telling you, no, you're wrong. He's really great. I don't agree. I believe his own trail shows what he is. That's and I believe I have evidence to support that. Yeah, Frank. It's like someone uses a peppy avatar. Goes, I'm not racist. I'm not a troublemaker. Or a Kekistan flag or whatever. It's like, dude, I'm not wasting time on you. Okay. Look, Adele, I've been doing this for 12 years, and people have threatened me basically the whole time. And I've made it known where I was going to be in public many times, and they never show up, basically. Toby, everyone needs to drink rum. Maybe. I have some rum. I could drink some rum. Miss Foxification, I agree with you about motive, and I personally believe that Dankula is lying about his motive. Edward, do I think Dankula's an anti-Semite? Okay, I have actually answered this a couple of times, but I assume you just came in. And I will tell you straight up, whether you're a troll or not, I believe he is most definitely part of the alt-right. I believe he thinks it's funny to share anti-Semitic jokes and use anti-Semitic hate speech. And I believe the goal of people like him is to normalize hate speech. They use this tissue thin veneer of, oh, it's jokes, it's irony. I don't believe they're joking. I don't believe they're being ironic. I believe they're trying to normalize hate speech. And I believe that's a really unpleasant thing to do. So I will come straight up, and because I read the stuff about the defenses put forward by Dankula and his videos going, his lawyer in the case, they were fucking lying. He said, oh no, it was only ever intended to be seen by my girlfriend. It's like, nah, you're lying, and as soon as you start lying in your defense, I'm quite convinced of what that tells me about your motivation. So I think that all the talk of him being leftist or centrist is absolute bullshit, and I think it's a lie commonly used by the alt-right crowd, and they think they're so clever with it. Like, oh, the normies never know when we're being serious and when we're joking. Daniel, buddy, go for it, man. Mate, if you can make that happen. I don't know. You ship Tankula and Pairing too much. I don't know how they feel about it. Oh, Luke, there's no way he's Richard Spencer, okay? And you are absolutely right that there are shades of things. Richard Spencer has published stuff talking about fucking ethnic cleansing and a white state model. And there's no way Dankula is Richard Spencer. Mind you, now Dankula's hanging out with Tommy fucking Robinson, who's an open Hitler worshipping fucking fascist. So, you know. Edmund, you may be pointing out a bit of ignorance on my part, because it would be correct to say I have no idea how big his channel was when he posted the video. So if I am factually wrong, I'm willing to be proven factually wrong. Oh, Daniel, okay, I don't know if I can save this. If you can send me a message on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, I will definitely get back to you. But yeah, so Peter, do take care, and you and your hubby to be, wishing you all the best. Look after yourself, my friend. Oh, Gavrock, nice pun. Richard Spencer's the star of one of the greatest gifts in the world. It was a smash hit. Not so much he's speaking to her that no one showed up to. Is foxification. Common sense dictates you don't put something on you don't want to be held accountable for. That is a valid point, and that is again a thing. These people who talk about free speech, their concept of free speech is I should be able to do whatever I want and never face any repercussions. And non-chan, how's my wife's son doing? Fine. Oh no. Celtic King, video dude still in jail, still being a jerk and still getting bashed. That's tragic. Oh dear. 24, I hadn't heard anything about his dog getting put down. His girlfriend's not going to jail, is it? Edmund, look, dude, you may or may not be right about the size of his channel when he posted the video. I will admit I don't know that. But he's definitely not Richard Spencer. He's not a Nazi, as far as I can tell. He's not a flag-waving, let's have a white ethno-state Nazi. I get the impression he thinks that stuff is stupid. But I also think his claims, or his supporters' claims of being left or centre, I don't believe that's, quite honestly. Ewan, which I probably pronounced right. Ian? How's that normally pronounced? Freedom of speech, freedom to say anything as long as you're not inciting violence. Okay, dude, as a concept, free speech or freedom of expression is generally when your speech is not actively harming people, the government won't interfere with it. But for instance, even places that have free speech or free expression laws enshrined, you're not allowed to incite violence. You're not allowed to defame people. There are always limits to free speech. I get really annoyed with people online who go, my free speech. They seem to think free speech means I can say whatever I want and everyone has to listen to me and I don't have to take any responsibility for it ever. And they're just boring and stupid. Gemma, I think the dog should have free speech. You're right. The dog's not at fault here. Yeah, Miss Fox, exactly. Any concept of free speech doesn't protect you if you're breaking another law, whether it's inciting violence, whether it's threatening violence, whether it's defaming someone. You don't get away with those things. And it's only ever about the state, what the government being able to prosecute you solely for things you say or believe. It's never about private citizens having to listen to you. It's never about private companies having to provide you a platform. Luke, he has a communist tattoo. Dude, I'm not that intimate with him. I don't know. Dogs should defend itself in the course of law. Edmund, I hope no dogs get harmed as a result of the video. Yeah, I think you're right, Miss Foxification. 24, I think your fears are unfounded. I think there would have been much more prominent news if his dog was in danger of being put down. I'm not sure, I'm not surprised people gossiped about it, but I don't think it's a thing that's actually happening. Celtic King, I know you want to get sexual with me. Sad fact of the matter, monogamous relationship, buddy. So you miss out. Because you're right. The dog's not dangerous. Poor fucking pugs. Pugs are only dangerous to themselves. They're so fucking inbred that they can't breathe or walk properly. I feel so sad with those. When you get a popular breed of dogs, it tends to get so inbred that it has horrible health problems. Ewan, or however it's pronounced. Hate speech is not in law. Hate crime makes no sense. Motive of crime. Well, dude, that is a matter of opinion, and you can push that opinion forward. But in quite a number of jurisdictions around the world, hate speech is an actual thing. People have realized that there is some danger where people, particularly people who are from sort of a dominant cultural group, can really damage a minority group. And if they're attacking that minority just because they're a minority, a lot of countries have hate speech laws that are like, no, there's a hate crime. It's actually more serious than killing. Oh, yes. Asking, did Frank pay up? Yes, Frank paid up. It came through on PayPal today. So, you know, drinks on Frank. Celtic King, would I let you get sexual? Look, dude, I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm just not into dudes. So, oh, Edmund, I've been completely open. The UK is abusing its hate speech laws as far as I'm concerned. Some of the prosecutions, and fucking Dankula's not the first, and he won't be the last. And I've made videos about it before. Some of the prosecutions of people in the UK have been and this is like even people who are pieces of shit, people who've like trolled some kids, like a kid's died of cancer, and there's a memorial page on Facebook, and some piece of shit trolled it and ended up going to jail. And it's like, what the fuck? Okay, he was a dick. Why are you sending him to jail? Aggro Pixie, I've had a toffee apple shot before. Maybe, I don't know. Sidbo, I should explain the ambiguity of free speech before I call it a fallacy. You explain the fallacies of free speech. I feel quite comfortable in saying the average idiot on the internet goes, free speech, is talking about a thing that literally does not exist. It's something they've invented in their tiny little brains. It doesn't exist in any meaningful way anywhere in the world. They've got this idea that free speech means I can say and do whatever I want, and I never have to face any repercussions as a result of it. Look, it's not all pugs. You need a hashtag, not all pugs. Ooh, wow. Aggro Pixie bringing stuff around for a toffee apple shot. All right. Celtic King, you want to walk around town naked? Yeah, not many people get down with that. Frankie, I have one that I need to actually ask AZ and Jason point blank if they are in an open or monogamous relationship. But yeah, but Terry, I was saying the American First Amendment. What's the First Amendment? It's something like Congress shall make no law infringing free speech. In other words, the government should not punish people for things they say or think. And there are a bunch of caveats under that. But idiots extend that out to like, oh, Twitter kicking people off their platform because they were using the platform to abuse people. That's free speech violation. No, it's not. Twitter's a private company and can do whatever it wants. And in fact, you can argue that Twitter is hurting itself by doing that. And who knows? Maybe you're right. I personally think Twitter is hurting itself by not stopping the abuse enough. But that's my opinion. And I will stress that I might put my opinion forward forcefully, but I'm quite aware it's my opinion and there is grounds for discussion on that. Lucid Guide, you've reached out to Marcus. Get both together. I think that would be hilarious. I think it would be absolutely hilarious. Toriana, AZ has told me so much he can't shock me anymore. Celtic King, no, I've got 4 days off now. Bury, I just think Alex Jones getting his channel banned would be fucking hilarious. I'm not necessarily, and yeah, Lucid Guide, I guess from that thing, that you must have more than one thing. Yeah, look, dude, if he deigns to notice me, fine. You know, I'm into it. And Frankie, you are putting a very valid warning about AZ. He is not vanilla. There's yes, I mean the various things he has told me about his escapades. Yeah, no, seriously. And the shit he got up to started when he was about 13 or 14. And it was like, I think he'd done more by 17 or 18 than I am yet to do in my life. So he is one wild and crazy boy. Oh, Toriana, you're absolutely right. AZ, if you say something about you can't shock him, he would definitely take it as a challenge. I mean, that was the joke he always had when people saying they're playing gay chicken. He never got the chicken part of it. So but it's also because, okay, AZ's really Asperger's. Like, yeah, there's a spectrum on the Asperger's through autism spectrum. And, you know, like at the extreme end, people are non-verbal and can't interact at all. And at the other end, they have other quirks. And it's like, and AZ didn't get effectively diagnosed till his early 20s, and then it all started to make sense to him. Hey, Tendo, how's it going? And you're right, Frankie, he's an oversharer par excellence. Sorry, Charlie, did I miss something? You just kissed everyone. AZ does a thing because he still finds crowds oppressive, so he will get up in people's faces to make them uncomfortable. If he's uncomfortable just because other people exist, so he gets up in other people's face to make them as uncomfortable. Luke, what do I feel about Antifa shutting down SOCON? I have to express I do not know anything about that. Oh yeah, and why is yeah? Look, the light count is invisible at the moment because I'm being beset by literally hundreds, if not thousands, of trolls. See, here's the thing that happens: you're boring, you go away. You disagree with me, you can hang around if you actually make a proper conversation of it. But boring people go away straight away. They have no time for it. 24, 2 people in the last week made attack videos on me. Hey, Game of Frost Jump, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you for, I don't think I've live stream for a while. I've seen you on Twitter and stuff. Celtic King, have I worn my kilt recently? Only around the house. I'll have to ask them at work how freaked out they will be. They started a new job not long ago, and they talk about being culturally sensitive and ethnically diverse. I go, well, my cultural heritage is to wear a kilt. Will you freak out if I wear a kilt to work? I have to see how they feel about that. Oh, Miss Foxification, you're shooting the game Metro last. You get to shoot commies and Nazis and Reds. You get to shoot everyone. Okay. Student C, you're boring, buddy. So boring means you go away. It's as simple as that. Okay. The attack vids. It was the stain, the boy who's got a fucking unhealthy obsession with me. Quite honestly, I think he's super fucking miffed. I ignore him. That I don't make any videos in response. But also, fucking Count Dankula did, which I was really surprised. Like, again, if you're a recent arrival in here, like last Friday, TV Friday, I made a video addressing the fact that a couple of people were being attacked by the authorities. Count Dankula in the UK and a comedy show called Tonightly here in Australia. And I'm saying there's both bullshit. But I did point out that I think Count Dankula is a fucking piece of shit. Okay? And I did that based on a fairly surface level assessment of what he'd done. But no, I think he's actually a prick. I still think prosecuting him and worse, convicting him is bullshit. But I think he's a prick. But even, and he's got a fairly big following, and he made a video singling me out. And so I've got all of his followers hassling me at the moment. Celtic King, what do I find boring? I find trolls boring. Someone who just wants to start shit and argue and whatnot. It's like, no, boring, away. Someone wants to have a different point of view and say, hey, this is what I think. I disagree with you. You know, convince me type thing. Bury, the boys Yandir for me. I get the intent. I don't know specifically what that is. But I get the intent of what you're saying. But yeah, Frank, your Aspie idiosyncrasy, you talk excessively to someone you like, but ignore people, just walk off the keep talking to. Okay, you like me, man. Gavin Frost, he attacked me. I don't know. He's got some fixation on me. It's like, whatever, dude. You fucking sort some shit out in your own life. I'm not going there, not responding. I'm not wasting any of my life watching your video. It's like you've got some obsession over me. Fucking cool. Okay, whatever. Miss Foxification mean trolls like a human centipede. Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of that action with the shit spraying out now. Game of Frost, I don't know, dude. I think maybe he loves me. Maybe if I just noticed him, you know, maybe if I made a video saying like, okay, dude, I know you're out there. You're very sweet. Could you go and fucking your life? I don't know. It's just like, it's so fucking weird that guy's so fixated when he's like, dude, fine, you're allowed to make attack videos on me. It's a free fucking world. I don't care. I'm not going to complain. But why don't you get the message when I ignore you? It's like, cool, do your shit. I don't care. I'm not going to respond. And he tries to prod his followers into telling me, you have to respond to Bearing's video. Fucking no, I don't. I've got shit going on in my life. I don't have to pay any attention to that guy at all. But I mean, obviously, this is discussion here, so I'm obviously talking about him now. Like, I've never he's made. I've lost count. I don't know if he's made 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know how many videos he's made about me. I've never watched any of them. I don't know what he says. I just know his style, that he goes on, and he takes stuff out of context, and is like, cool, dude, whatever. I don't care. Lucid Guide, you dropped me a tweet. Thank you. You're asking people who want to see a debate. See, if we have a debate, if I talked to Dankula, I would have to admit, and I would freely admit this, that a bunch of things I said about him were based on extremely limited evidence. I would have to admit to, it's like, dude, I did not read into a lot of him. I just saw that he's done all the fucking Peppy memes and the typical fucking alt-right stuff, and it's like, oh, Luke, you're allowed to say he's a prick because he's Scottish and you're British. I get that completely. Oh dear. Shatmo should do a response video that's 10 minutes of the whoops outside. You're funny. Okay. 24. Have I heard of lucid dreaming? Yes, I have. I have. And it's an interesting concept. People think that you can control your dreams. To an extent, we all can. I know I've had dreams where I've been aware of I'm having a dream. I know I've been dreaming, and I'm going, oh, I'm having a dream. And can I actually control can I make this dream go in a particular way? Lucid dreaming's fun. Celtic King, how do I know Bering does that if I haven't watched him in video? Because every time he makes a video, I get a fucking 1,000 trolls descending on me. The first time he did it, I started to watch the video he did of me, and it was the video I made was about 5 minutes long, and I started to watch the video, and his video was fucking 15 minutes, and I started watching and I go, oh god, he just takes like no, and I switched off after about 30 seconds. So I know he makes the videos because every time he does it, I get hundreds of fucking trolls descending on me. And also I do see them on YouTube, like in related videos, but I've watched more than 30 seconds of his video because, oh, he's doing that fucking whatever. I don't care. It's cool. I mean, I'm not worried about him. He can do it if he wants. I don't know. It's just kind of weird that he seems to be obsessed with me. Callum, I'm talking about the past, my friend. The video I made that mentioned Dankula was indeed over 10 minutes. I'm talking about way back, and this is a couple years back, the first time Bering did an attack video on me. Video attacked was only about 5 minutes long. LA Cruz, you find it, that's cool, man. You find him funny? That's completely cool. I'm not holding that against you. Ah, Lucid Guide, you actually dedicate your life to researching it. Look, dude, the human mind is fucking amazing. Like, I have to admit, I am one of those people who would say someone who's really straight-laced, who's never done hallucinogens, man, you fucking should, at least once in your life. In a nice, controlled environment, but you fucking should. It's 10 times. Is that an official measurement? 10 minutes is 2 sargons long. That's an official measurement, is it? I love that. Oh yeah, Tara, I was so surprised when he did another video, that Adventures of fucking Hitler Dog, and it was a really funny thing. I think even the people who've decided they hate me and love Count Dankula, they think fucking the Hitler Dog was funny. So it's like, Red Moon Head, we've actually been having a conversation about whether or not I do a live stream with Count Dankula. And my honest feeling is I thought I was beneath his notice, quite honest. I seriously, not messing about. I assumed I was beneath his notice. But we have someone on here who's talking about trying to set it up. Man, I'm fucking open-minded. See what happens. Drunk on Easter eggs. Nice. Nice. Kelsey King, I'm kind of half drunk. I'm not really drunk. Everyone when someone wants to troll me, they see a live stream, they see the alcohol here, and they go, fucking drunk. Like, it's always there in the live streams. I don't drink that much of it. Lucid Guy saying lucid dreaming is a safer alternative to other hallucinations. I don't, man, I'm with you 100%. Lucid dreaming is an absolute real thing, and it's fascinating. The few times when I've been dreaming and I've become conscious that it's a dream and gone, oh, I wonder how I can direct this now that I know I'm dreaming. Um, and it's fascinating. And of course, guided lucid dreaming is a fascinating thing to do. You're going off, Batman. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Red Moon. Dude, if I'm Red Moon, if I'm actually talking to someone, if they're not an absolute piece of shit, I'm not going to. At the end of it, for people who haven't picked it up, it's a shtick. It's performance, and it's done to entertain people and uh, highlight things. You know, it's just my thing. But I don't do people. I get these people who think I'm angry in everyday life. No, I'm not. It's a performance thing I do on YouTube. I'm not like that in my everyday life. Today's saying Sargon's 5 minutes. Okay, dude. Well, at least he's learned how to summarize things because he did attack videos on me a couple of years ago, and they were. I did again. I didn't watch them, but they were longer than 5 minutes. Game of Frost. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. All right, I'll have a drink for you, man. Yeah, Red Moon. My goal is to entertain people, and so I do this thing that is a little bit extreme, but it's not me; it's a performance. But yeah, Shatma, thanks for sharing. You were just on the dunny, but maybe Bang's only slagging you off because anger is. Oh, you think he has? Okay, that's a good because I don't follow Bearing's channel, so I don't know what he does. Has he ever had a go at friendly Geordies? I don't know. I can't go PC. You know I'm chill in real life, but yeah. All right, man. Look, apparently, fucking wheels are in motion for me to have a talk with fucking Dankula. So who knows, man? Who knows? Frankie, you think you murdered Celtic King in a dream? Possibly. Jeremy, you're probably right. Friendly Geordies probably does have a fairly hardcore base. I've watched some of his videos. I don't watch them religiously. Charlie and Mike, you're absolutely right. I regularly don't think Australia is real. But hey, I think, look, I'm out of drink. I need to get some ice and make another drink. Yeah, look, Red Moon, who knows what will happen, man? I don't know. I personally don't blame Tankula if he doesn't want to waste time on me. Man, I got so annoyed with. Okay, it's completely legit that he made a video having a go at me because I made a video that he perceived as having a go at him, which isn't what I thought I was doing when I made it, but it's completely legitimate that he thinks that. And then I had fuck knows how many of his fuckhead followers coming down on me. But maybe I shouldn't be quite as mean and laugh at him going to jail. But I was just kind of annoyed with having to deal with a wave of fuckheads for a couple of days. So I just determined I was just going to laugh at the idea of him going to jail, which is possibly a little bit fucked. But hey, let me get nice. Okay, what have we got to drink? So much. Ice. I'm going to go this. Lemonade. I'm going to try this in this. Yeah. Oh. Lucid Guide. Okay. Yes. Dudes, if anyone's on Twitter and sees a thing inviting me and Dankula to talk, you can retweet it. Whatever. It's okay. Jack, you're saying friendly Geordies can be Purchased in the apple. I've seen him be a bit spiky on Facebook. He got on. Some people got on the wrong side of him. He got a bit spiky, but then I get a bit spiky too. So anyway. Where's my shot glass? Unlike you kids, and I have noticed, fucking millennials and whatnot tend to free pour their alcohol. I don't. So here's what I'm going to have. This is tequila that's been infused with lemons. That's where it gets its nice color from. I infused it with some lemons, fresh lemons, so I have some of that. We'll make it a little bit tropical because it's tequila. Mexico is not tropical. What the fuck am I saying? With this weird green stuff, which is a lime drink, it's not very strong. Let's just be honest and say the green drink is a girl's drink. It's not very strong. You're breakfast, AngryAussie? Yes, I am. Looks like piss. 24. That's the thing. When you do stuff with limes or lemons, it very much, your drink ends up looking like a urine sample. There's no way around that. You have to admit that. Millennials are killing off the art of pouring alcohol. I like to know how much I'm drinking, so I tend to measure my drinks. Because I've been at parties with younger folk and they just fucking free pour, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit dodgy. Who's gonna drink a bit? Tara, the trolls were. That was the weirdest thing. Someone told me they'd listened. It might have been you, Tendai, or Biori. I'm trying to remember who told me. They had listened to a right-wing podcast that was really upset that I drink cocktails, which is just such a super weird thing to be worried about. Sorry, I didn't even laugh. Like he's looking at all the stuff behind me. You sure I don't drink alcohol? I don't. That's the thing. You can see in live stream after live stream, that doesn't change very much. I do. To make cocktails, you want a bit of variety. I have a lot of different things. I mean, and I get a little bit obsessive about making my drinks. So I can, at some times in my house, have 30 or 40 different flavors of spirits because I get a bit weird and obsessive sometimes. But I think, no, Tara, Mimsy's not here. She hasn't even been knocking at the door. So we got no cat tonight. Frankie, you're going to get in some Guinness. See like an Islamic infidel. Nice. 24, that's a good question. What site will take over Facebook? Because Facebook's taking a bit of a hit at the moment. I honestly think the next big thing will be a decentralized site, like maybe something that uses blockchain technology. And there's a few early contenders popping up now. I honestly think the next big thing in social media, and it might take a couple of years to come up, but I think it's going to be something decentralized that lets you do everything. That's some sort of amalgamation of Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. So it's like quick updates and sharing with your friends and video as well. That's my vague prediction for what the next big thing is going to be. Todd Grayman, why do we insult people? Because people are cunts, man. So if someone comes into my world and has a go at me, I'm going to tell them they're a fucking piece of shit. I don't go chasing them on their profiles and telling them they're a piece of shit. But if someone comes into my world and hassles me, I'm going to tell them they're a piece of fucking shit. Luke Reese, did I call him a Nazi? If you're asking, did I call Dankula a Nazi? I don't think so. I think in my drunken state, I did say I thought he was probably anti-Semitic, and I think he's doing that typical alt-right attempt at covering. It's like, oh no, the jokes were ironic. And I don't think they are ironic. I think it's a tactic that is used to try and get around the fact that you're fucking talking hate speech, and it's an attempt to normalize hate speech. Now, it's impossible to prove that and nail that down, but if you're asking my opinion, that is actually my opinion. Ooh, minds.com is that sort of thing. Okay, but it isn't decentralized. People have been telling me about DTube, and there's another platform attached to that as well. I can't remember what that is, but I'm not convinced. There's a lot of people sort of religiously going on about the blockchain will solve everything. I'm like, yeah, dudes, I'm not really sure, quite honestly. I mean, it's certainly falling into a gap in my knowledge, but yeah. Oh, look, another boring person. No, if you come in and be boring, you just go away. What's that doing? Why? Fucking why? Seriously. Ah, what happened? What happened there? Why is it doing that to me? Oh, man. The whole thing's being stupid to me at the moment. Okay, let's try this. Yay, it's working. Okay, fucking YouTube don't make this live thing easy as far as I'm concerned. So, right, okay, got rid of the boring person. So, we're talking about minds.com and the blockchain. Frankie, I think I should have Angry Book and AngryTube. Maybe I'll do that. It's funny, like I saw someone, like a meme update, like, why the fuck is Facebook still around? Did we all agree we'd change every 5 or 6 years? Like, that's why MySpace doesn't exist anymore, why Friendster doesn't exist anymore. Now suddenly Facebook's giving me reminders of shit that happened 10 years ago, and I don't want that. I don't want to be reminded of 10 years ago. Fuck, why isn't Facebook gone? This foxification, I think you're right on that, sadly. Every now and then we get a spike in awareness. People saying, oh, using these platforms infringes your privacy and all your details go out, but then nothing changes. So the Cambridge Analytica thing is really interesting because honestly, I think at various points, Cambridge Analytica have overstated the effectiveness of what they do because they're trying to sell a product to people. So I'm not even sure what they've done. Like, how much influence did they have over people? Because they, at various points, they've been overhyping their ability to influence people. It's like, it's kind of like, if you look at the whole thing with Cambridge Analytica and the purported Russian bots and whatnot, basically, particularly in the last presidential election in the US, setting Americans against each other, realizing they could follow particular strategies and they could make the two major political blocs in the US polarize and fight amongst themselves, which destabilizes the US. And that's a destabilized US is in Russia's interests because a strong US is a threat to Russia. Destabilized US gives Russia more freedom to do various things. It's like, but if all Russia did was expose how easy it was to manipulate people, did they really do anything wrong? I don't know, because I don't think we know the full extent of what actually happened. So I don't know if they really did anything wrong. This foxification, you're right that I believe you are right that Russia wanted Trump to win the election because they had a degree of control over Trump. And Trump as president weakens the US in the world. So there's still some people in denial about that. But I personally, I think that's pretty freaking obvious. Celtic King, rub your nipples. I'll rub my nipples, but that's about as far as it goes. Frankie, I've just started getting 10-year Facebook memories. So I must have been on Facebook for just over 10 years. Now, after I signed up on Facebook, I didn't use it very much for the first year, but then I started using it. Oh God, Jatmo, you think Celtic King should write angry fanfic? Don't encourage. Yeah. Okay, I think Tara and 24, you should both calm down a bit, quite honestly. Nexus, what's my opinion of Count Dankula? Well, look, dude, we've been talking for over an hour, and admittedly, he has been a semi-regular recurrence in the topic. Look, I've made my opinion about him pretty clear, I think. I think the idea of him being prosecuted, or worse, convicted, is fucking ridiculous. But I honestly think, based on the evidence I've seen, he seems to be a fucking alt-right dickhead. Misfoxification, you're right. That's the old thing. Writers were told to protect their copyright, mail a draft to them. Irish brother, learn the difference between loose and lose if you want to make a point, okay? And even if I put lose in there, that sentence, Count Dankula would lose you on any subject, still does not make any fucking sense whatsoever. Anyway. Adele, Facebook reminds you of your e-manners. I went through this thing where Facebook's were, there was a particular, or for want of a better word, a business thing that cost me money and was a huge hassle. And then when I got there, hey, remember your anniversary of when this shit that upset you happened? I was like, no, and in fact, I'm going to delete that post now so I never get a fucking reminder of it again. Hey, La Heretic, how you doing? We're all. No, no, it's been pretty good tonight. I was a little concerned of Trollovision happening, but it honestly hasn't been that bad. So, oh my god. Count Dankula has such fuckheads for fans. Sorry. I just couldn't help saying that. I just looked at various things. Oh dear. I was just looking at a couple messages and fuck, some weird shit has happened today. And not even the Count Dankula stuff, which is weird. Take me a call. Do I think Mormons are weird? Yeah, dude, I do. I have said, and because I know I've had people who are Mormon on this stream, and I've had people who are Mormon interacting on Twitter and stuff, but honestly, I can't get past. I've always thought Mormons are like the Ralph Wiggum of Christianity, quite honestly. It's such, Mormonism is so fucking weird. And dude, you've sent me all that Mormon literature and whatnot. I've read it. It's like, yeah, this is super weird. The heretic. Well, that's what I've been saying during this live stream. I don't believe the stuff Dankula has done is just a joke. I believe he's deeply entrenched in the whole alt-right thing, which has this whole strategy of going, it's a joke, it's irony, when the actual intention is to normalize hate speech. And I'm very much not on board with that. So, yeah. Frankie, you're right that Mormons can be good, and friendly people and do good things in the community. And there's no, when I say Mormonism is weird and the Ralph Wiggum of Christianity is absolutely not saying that Mormons are intrinsically bad people. It's definitely not. And the fact that by any rational definition, I'm an atheist does not mean God, I lost my train there. By any rational definition, I'm an atheist, but I don't associate with sort of uh, atheist agitators online because so many of them are cunts. Wow. NLE, ISIS, and Elm. That's a weird left field thing. Am I pro-Israel? That probably depends what you mean. That's an ambiguous question. Do I recognize the right of the state of Israel to exist? Yes. Do I think the politicians who've run the state of Israel have done some super fucked things and continue to do some super fucked things? Yes. So yeah, the whole pro-Israel thing is a very ambiguous question. Yeah, Larry, you're right. It's the magic underwear and the black people are demons things. No, Mormonism just has some super weird beliefs, and I'm like not on board with it. Doesn't mean Mormons are intrinsically bad people, but the Mormon belief system is all fucked up. Oh, Frankie, you've never heard of the Mormon magic underwear? Look up Mormon the garments. They have this whole magic underwear thing going on. Fucking hilarious. It's like you say, Muslims aren't all terrorists. There's a billion Muslims in the world. If they're all terrorists, we'd all be dead. And I feel like I've been lucky enough when I first started my blog, like fucking 13 years ago. Like I started a blog before I started YouTube. Oh, excuse me. And I came into contact through my blog with some Muslim women, and they were from very different environments. One was in Pakistan, one was in England, one was in America, a couple were in Malaysia and Indonesia. So they're all Muslim women, but they were actually from quite different cultures. And I listened to them. This is the radical thing. Rather than telling them, for instance, that Islam oppresses you, I'm sorry, I listened to them and I learned from them. And I found very strong individual feminist women within Islam. And yeah, I personally see some weird contradiction happening in that. But when people come from a culture that is not mine, I do my best to listen to them rather than tell them, oh, this is what you believe, this is why you're wrong. I like to listen to them. So, Adele, you tell Jehovah's Witnesses you're satanic when they come to your door. I like that. Larry to give J-dubs who harass you, you convince them you're a Satanist as well. So that apparently is the answer. Jehovah's Witnesses, tell them you're satanic. Look, where I've been living in Melbourne for like the last 10 years is the Jewish part of town, basically. I think it's the east. St Kilda and further out is a very Jewish part of Melbourne. And Jehovah's Witnesses do occasionally come to the door. Like, even though I'm not Jewish, I'm atheist in practical terms, I find the idea of Jehovah's Witnesses coming to the door in areas that they know are Jewish and saying, if you don't join us, you're going to hell. I find that really fucking offensive, quite honestly. But, maybe let's just leave. Celtic, you're having a poo. Thanks for sharing, buddy. You always share. That's what I like about you. You always share. I worry about, I don't know how many trolls or potential trolls showed up in the stream tonight. It's actually been far more controlled than I thought it might have been. But if you've never been in one of these live streams before, we tend to get a little bit sexual. We tend to do a little bit of everything, talk about religion and politics and gaming and sex and whatnot. But if anyone's remotely uptight about sexuality, you're going to have a bad time, basically. Jatma, what's happening with no more Tuesday streams? That's not been by design. It's just been circumstances. I've either been too tired or there's been shit going on. Look, next week I'll try and do a stream on Tuesday because I have been trying to do streams on Tuesday and Thursday, but the last couple of weeks I have not done them on Tuesday. And there's been a couple reasons for that. But you know, it's not an official. I'm not doing it on Tuesday anymore. Because I mean, you know, you guys are really cool, and I love hanging out with you. So I do enjoy the live streams. That's you know, it's been something I look forward to because the live streams are always fun. Because we always talk about crazy shit. It always goes all over the shop, and you know, that's fun to talk about wild and crazy things. So, oh god, I just saw something that really confused me, but that's okay. I'm actually easily confused. Those are. Sorry, I got a really funny message on Twitter that I will have to reply to later. Someone's saying about they have a big head. But dude, no one has a bigger head than me. Like I think trolls trying to harass me. You're a scared dwarf. Because my head looks too big for it's not that my arms are short, my head is stupidly, absurdly large. I will absolutely cop to that. My head is ridiculously large. There is no getting around. Celtic, can you hear to drink beer? I don't have any beer, so you're gonna be shit out. The heretic, I should hold a discussion sometime. Let's see if lefties out there who love to be reasonable people instead of whine about white genocide. Yes, white genocide is such a worry. Luke Rees, what do I think about Sharia law? What do you think Sharia law means, my friend? Spiels, you're right on the boring side, buddy. If you see, this is a rule. If you're boring, you go bye-byes. See, the other thing, what size hat do I wear? Look, hang on a second. I'll get my hat and I'll check because my hat's cool. Hang on. All right. Sorry for leaving you, but here's my hat. This is an Akuba. Akuba make really fucking cool hats. This is a size 64. Like most hat shops stop at about size 58 or maybe 59. And I wear a size 64. I don't remember if that's 64 centimeters or 64 inches. That's around my head. But I mean, now someone is probably going to like take a screenshot of that and put a milady thing on it. And yeah, honestly, I fucking deserve it. But what do you think? So size 64. But yeah, Akubra make very nice hats. I have a couple of Akubras. I have to go to a specialist hat shop to get one big enough to fit my huge fucking head. But yeah. 24, don't touch a scare, okay. Sorry, we're doing Shania jokes. I get it. I like it. That don't impress me much. So yeah, Yes, Frank, you make a good point. Sharia means law in Arabic, so when you say Sharia law, you're saying law. Um, but Sharia law is like canon law in Catholicism or uh, who's Jewish. What's the equivalent in Judaism? They have one. God, I used to know and I can't remember it. But it's basically it's within the religion saying these are the parameters of your behavior. Um, in all seriousness, if someone said to me, "Oh, I think we should have Islamic law courts," I'd go fuck yourself. They're just going to wear patrol caps and snapbacks because they get dude, fucking snapbacks don't fit my head. The average snapback, even done out at the maximum size, is too small for my ridiculously large fucking head. So people who try to make fun of me, your head's too big for your body. Dude, it's my head. I'm completely fucking aware of how stupidly large my head is. 24. What do I think about Jake Paul? Dude, I think about Jake Paul as little as possible, quite honestly. So, yeah. I'm saying you're a 48. Sharia law in general is prescribed behavior within the religion, like saying halal. So, halal just means allowable. What is allowable is Frankie, I know the Jewish book of law is called Talmud, and possibly religious doctrine within Judaism is called Talmudic law. But I would want someone who actually knows to verify that with me. But yeah, it's like in Catholicism, it's canon law. Church of England probably has their own, but it's behavior within the law. You get really seriously uninformed people saying Sharia law means they want to subvert the laws of our land and say that they don't have to follow our laws and do this. And there's no two ways about it. There are some people who do want. They're dickheads, and we should ignore them. Oh my God. Guilty King, that is so weird in left field. You like my hat, but did I hear about the Akubra hate girl committing suicide? First, I don't know who the Akubra hate girl is. I certainly don't know about her committing suicide. Yes, Adele, halal literally just means allowable. In relation to food, it means particularly meat has to be prepared a particular way. In Judaism, kosher is the law about what's acceptable in food, and kosher gets super complicated and sort of like meat and other stuff has to be prepared separately. It's super complicated. Oh, Miss Foxification, you've heard of the Kubra girl too on the news. I have missed that. Lucrece, I believe religion generally represses women and promotes patriarchy within society. You are absolutely right that there are a number of Islamic countries and cultures in the world that are super repressive of women, and I think we should take more of a stand against that. But I think we should put way more pressure on Saudi Arabia than we do. But, that's just me. Just that people say dumb, uninformed stuff really offensive. Susan, no. Define free speech without looking it up. Okay, you're super smart. I don't know anything about free speech. Well, I would say to you, fuckhead, you define what you think free speech is, and then I will laugh at you and tell you what a dumb cunt you are. Oh, Celtic King. Now I think I kind of know who you're talking about. There was a girl who appeared in some advertising and committed suicide because of bullying. I think I did see that, which is kind of Nazi. Sorry, just laughed. Adele said the kitten's tried to lick me through the screen. That's cute. I like that. Oh, Jesus, Tara. No, no, I don't want to follow Lyle Shelton on Twitter. Thank you, uninformed. No, no. Who just this? You're so smart. Tell me from top. Like your last video. I mean, seriously, you sad fucking piece of shit. That's a, I know you are, but what am I? Have you fucking evolved past fucking primary school? If all you've got to offer the world is, I know you are, but what am I? Fuck off. Honestly, you're just fucking boring. Jesus Christ, that's pathetic. Like, take me seriously. I'm like the people you had to put up with in primary school. Ah! Oh my fucking God, you're pathetic. Ugh. All right, this is the thing, dude. You come into my live stream and be boring, and you'll be fucked off really quick. Walters, what's the title? Honestly, Walters, I was being mean and nasty because I've been copying some shit from the fans of the fucking Count Dankula for the last couple of days, and he made a video attacking me, saying like, "Oh, look at this guy, he's upset at me," and I went, "Dude, at least I'm not going to jail," which was a dickish thing. It's just, you've got to admit, I'm not above being a dick, honestly. So basically, if you annoy me and send a little horde of fucking trolls against me, then I'm gonna be a dick. And it's a little bit mean and it's a little bit unnecessary, but no matter what he says about me, I can say back, well, I'm not going to jail, am I? So enjoy that while you're in jail. So, yes, I'm not above being a dick, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. So, yeah, the name of the live stream is me being a dick, essentially. Hey, Jatma, I'm sure he thought Count Dankula was super clever. I'm sure he thought that was super clever when he came up with it. Him and his dank memes and his Pepe and alt-right fuckheadery. But hey, you know, that's the way it goes. We can say free Count Dankula. Uh, okay, dude, this is the thing that it's the weirdest shit that both fucking the Stain and old fuckhead McHitler dogs seem to be glossing over is I categorically, specifically stated that prosecuting him was bullshit and definitely convicting him was fucked. I just think he's a fucking piece of shit. And then I'm just going off evidence for that. But I think the idea of prosecuting him for what he did, let alone convicting him, is fucked. I'm not on board with that at all. And I made it absolutely clear. But yeah, surprisingly, him and a bunch of his followers seem to be utter fuckheads. Yeah, I mean, trying to do some marketing here. Dankula's the dankest buds. Oh, yeah, that thing about Laura Southern suing the UK for being banned from the country. See, again, the whole hilarity. We had this little bit of discussion earlier in the live stream about border security and whatnot. Like, look, countries do get to set their own rules about the borders. And it's hilarious with Lauren Southern being super, yeah, Trump should build the wall. But if a different country says, you're a hate mongering piece of shit and we're not letting you in our country, so that's not fair. My rights. It's like, fucking, it's borders. It's the same fucking thing that you say is really important. Just because this happened to work against you You think it's unfair. It's like, fucking hell. These people are such hypocrites. Yeah, the heretic, that's what I'm saying. That based on the actual evidence I've seen, Dankula is not left or centrist, despite what his defenders say. He's done all this alt-right bullshit, and there's a whole methodology behind that, is trying to hide behind the idea of it's just jokes, it's just irony, when the actual intention is to normalize hate speech. And I just think the people behind it are dishonest. I think they argue in bad faith. And I just don't have any time for that bullshit, quite honestly. But yeah, that was Lauren Southern getting blocked from going into England was fucking hilarious. Because she's all about, you're going to have strong borders, no migrants, no this. But when another country goes, we're deciding you can't come in here, you're like, oh my God, it's oppression. Oh my God, hypocrisy much. Pseudonym. Oh well, I've already answered that question, and you're like super boring, dude. So you're this close to going bye-byes. But if you look in all my live streams, there's always a bunch of booze back there because I don't drink that much of it, but I get kind of obsessive with having all these different flavors so I can make cocktails and stuff. I am drunk now, though. Not clearly not falling down, legless drunk, but I would not drive a car at the moment. Put it that way. Tendai, I laughed so fucking much when Tommy Robinson got banned from Twitter. That was fucking hilarious. Because again, it's a piece of shit. Fucking, well, Dankula is hanging out with Tommy fucking Robinson. No excuse for that shit. I don't fucking care what's happened. Sweden. Oh, sorry, Frank. Yeah, Peter Sweden. That dude is so funny because he's so clueless. Yeah, Theresa May's a comic. See, Frank is a Tory. Actually, have I ever asked you, Frank? Are you okay with Theresa May? Do you think she is a good prime minister? I don't know if I've ever asked you that, actually, because Frank's a Tory, and we hang out and we have fun. We've got to hang out a couple of times when I visited London, and we interact online all the time. But I don't know if I ever asked you if you actually like Theresa May, or if there's someone else who'd prefer to be PM in the Tory party. No, you're disappointed in it? This is a genuine question, Frank. Who do you think within the Conservatives now, who do you think would be the best person to be Prime Minister? Declan, I have point blank said multiple times that I think not only is jail fucking ridiculous, I think even prosecuting Dankula is fucking ridiculous. I've never said anything apart from that. As a side note, I said I think he's an absolute piece of shit. Based on evidence, I think he's a piece of shit. But I think the idea of prosecuting him for that particular video is fucking ridiculous. And I think convicting him is a fucking travesty. Oh, you subscribed ages ago, and you're back, and I give you joy. That is wicked, Declan. That's cool. And look, I upset a particular cockhead in Australia, and by extension, because I made a video last week on the theme of comedians being hassled by the man, the state, which I think is bullshit. And I absolutely point blank the idea of even prosecuting Dankula for that video is fucking stupid. Convicting him is a travesty, but I honestly think he's a piece of shit. I think he's a liar. I think he is alt-right. I think he's trying to normalize hate speech. I think he's a bit of a piece of shit based on available evidence. But this whole prosecution is fucking horseshit as far as I'm concerned. Yes, Stella, that's the big news. Mistress M's coming back. Emma is, for those who don't know, look, long-term viewers, like 5-6 years ago, I was making videos with a friend of mine called Emma. We came up with the name Mistress M. She would give relationship advice, sexuality advice. We did a whole bunch of stuff where we were helping people with their profiles on dating websites. It was so much fun. And it all came out of a show she did at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival ages ago, which was called Fuck, a Love Story. It was a great show. I said to her, basically, I want to do some sketches just taking the best lines from the show, because the best lines from the show were great. And then we ended up developing the relationship character, Mistress M, who gave relationship. And she's got to come back. Luke, I don't think you've been a dickhead to me. Look, okay, dude, you're right. I see, while you tell me, dude, do you think we've been having a reasonable conversation tonight? I think we have. But for the last, I don't know, 48 hours, I've had literally hundreds of complete fucking cockheads hurling abuse at me through my YouTube channel, through fucking Twitter and whatnot. And I have zero tolerance for that sort of bullshit. I've given you a chance tonight, and I think we've been able to have discourse. And so it goes on. Declan, you dislike the term hate speech. Look, hate speech is absolutely, definitely 100% subjective, and therefore, by extension, subject to abuse. But I also believe some actual legal recognition of hate speech is a valid thing. I think it's something that should be discussed. If you can't have a discussion about it, I have a problem. And when I just get literally hundreds, if not fucking thousands of people just saying, "You're a cunt, fucking commie cunt," it's like, no, YouTube lets me just go, no, your comment will never appear on my video. You're just gone. So, and that's easy and no trouble. But if you, and this happens. Okay, I'm sort of radical left, right? I'm radical loony left. I don't shy away from that. I'm not objective. I think people who talk about objective are talking shit. I think people who say, I'm objective, I don't make it. I think what they're doing is really just pandering to people. And I don't have a lot of time for that. I'm completely open about my biases and what I believe. And I will stick by that. I think hate speech is a valid thing, but it's a subjective thing, and so anything that's subjective is open to abuse. Stella, oh my God, you hit the nail on the head. Emma's voice is like a female Morgan Freeman. Her voice is fucking amazing. She is brilliant. Oh, that's it. Celtic King, I like it. Pray to AngryAussie or send letters. Yes, send letters to my post office box, and I'll maybe send you a postcard back. I have to remember to go in to the post office this weekend sometime and check, because I've got a message saying I've got some mail. You're really right. Mistress M videos were awesome. Emma is just an amazing person, and we're working out a way to start doing them again. And it's going to be super cool, hey? Because she moved to Adelaide. For those who don't know Australia's geography, Adelaide's about, I don't know, about 800 kilometres away from Melbourne. Melbourne is the capital of Victoria. Next state across is South Australia. Adelaide's the capital of South Australia. Mistress M moved over to Adelaide, and she's actually, in the intervening years, done a couple of degrees. So on top of being sort of cool and awesome with a great voice, she's super fucking smart as well, and super qualified to answer people's questions. So it's going to be fun. Having her back making videos is going to be super fun. So something to look forward to. Adele, you're right. Hate speech can be hard to prosecute. It's very fraught. Once you get into that, and I'll be completely honest and open. The idea of dealing with hate speech, addressing hate speech, is really subjective and difficult and fraught. So it's a thing. Ooh, someone said something. Sorry, I was just looking on Twitter. Okay, that's fine. But it's really weird. While we were talking this, I just flicked across and looked at Twitter, and someone I've been internet friends with for ages. She's American, and she actually just posted, and she said 90% of happiness can probably be attributed to keeping shitty people out of your life. And fuck, that is so on the money. That is 100% real. That is, if you want to have one guiding light in your life, keep shitty people out of your life. And shitty people will tell you you have to allow them in your life, that you're doing something wrong if you don't allow them in your life. But shutting shitty people out of your life will make you so much happier. Oh, Adele, yeah, I have to come over to Adelaide at some point. You're absolutely right. Celtic King, Mistress M has been making videos on her own channel, but we've been discoursing recently on the Facebooks and other social media, and we're going to be making some more videos together. Misfoxication, you're right, you summed up. That's the accurate thing. They're basically in every jurisdiction, you're not allowed to abuse a carriage service, which means phone or internet, to distribute hate speech. But it is very hard to police. It's absolutely hard to police. Larry, you want a Patreon so you can throw money and throw suggestions at me? Look, I don't need Patreon. I have a day job, and while I'd love to not have that day job and do the internet stuff full time, it's very fucking bombard me with suggestions anyway. Use either YouTube or Twitter or whatever to bombard me with suggestions. I'd be interested to hear whatever. You're right, Adele. Homophobic, transphobic hate is ridiculous. Anyone who's outside of vanilla will normally cop some nasty shit. Whether you're uh, uh, gay, bi, trans, asexual, pansexual, whatever, you're cop shit. I'm vanilla. I'm so fucking. I'm cis het vanilla. Okay, and I'm in a monogamous relationship. But I feel for my friends who cop so much shit. So yeah, Declan, you think if you gave right-wing Christian power over hate speech laws? Absolutely, man. Dude, I agree 100%. And I have tried to raise that point. I've said it in multiple videos. People, no matter what your political persuasion, when you say, oh, it's okay that that politician has that really extreme power because I support them. It's like, dude, they're not going to be in power forever. If you allow someone you support to have extreme power, that extreme power will continue to exist when the person you support is no longer in power, and then the person you don't like is in power. So I tried to say to people who were like Bush supporters, who go, no, it's completely okay that Bush can do that. No, Bush is not going to be in power forever. Someone you don't like is going to have that power there. And then later, Obama's president, and people go, Obama's awesome. I love Obama. I mean, Obama's fucking bombing people. Obama's expanding the surveillance state. Obama's cracking down on whistleblowers and free speech. And it's like, oh, but it's okay because I trust Obama. It's like, you know, every bit of power you think is okay for Obama to have is going to end up in someone else's hands later. And it's very hard. And I'll admit myself, it is very hard to say when someone you like is doing a particular thing, going to say, I'm not okay with that, because although I support them and what they're doing, if I support them, someone I don't like will end up with the same power, and fuck me, they'll do stuff I don't like. And it is really hard to maintain that objectivity. I'll absolutely admit to that. So yeah. Oh my god, Chutney. So mean. Yeah, like, whoever that Wiki the Snowflake dude. Okay, I'm just gonna say that Wiki the Snowflake Melter, you are one sad motherfucker. You are sad and you are boring. It's just like, you think, I'm a bad man. The snowflakes can't stand up against me. And it's like, dude, you're just fucking sad. It's like really, really embarrassing watching you think, oh, I'm so edgy. You don't cut yourself on all that edge, dude. I'm pretty fucking sure you're gonna bleed to death, honestly. Like, oh no, are you triggered? No, dude, I'm not triggered. You're just being super fucking boring. Luke, okay. Luke, you raise an interesting point. Um, I think we've had discussion tonight, and you've been completely reasonable. And while you're saying I shouldn't blame Dankula for what his fans did, look, okay, I have been the subject of attacks from various right wingers over the years, and they have all done this complete fucking bullshit cop out of going, I'm not responsible for it. I don't want people to harass this person. I'm just making points. And that is a worthless, pathetic, cowardly cop out. They know exactly what's going to happen, and they are responsible for it. My opinion. Now, as I said a bit earlier, Dankula was completely, absolutely, completely within his rights and reasonable to make a response video saying, hey, this angry Aussie guy said I was a bit of a piece of shit. Fuck him. When I did it, I honestly wasn't baiting him. That's not what I thought I was doing. But I was talking about him and his life, and he's absolutely, completely within his rights making a video saying, hey, fuck you, man. And I just think his followers are a bunch of cunts, quite honestly. So, but it's really funny in retrospect. Like I said, when I made the video, and this is like last Friday, I just made a video talking about the idea of politicians in the state harassing comedians, and it's bullshit. But I did say I thought Count Dankula, based on available evidence, was a bit of a cunt. And he's absolutely within his rights to reply to that. I just think his followers are a bunch of fuckheads, quite honestly. But yeah. Yeah, I know, the heretic. I was super surprised. I honestly thought I was beneath his notice. I was super surprised when he made a video about it. I wasn't doing like a bunch of his followers seemed to think I was deliberately baiting. He was like, no, I thought he would never be aware of. I literally thought he would never be aware of the fact I made this video. I assumed I was way below his notice. I was super surprised when he made a video. I have no idea what he said about me. But it was like, fucking dude, I mentioned him. He's allowed to mention me. Fucking whatever. Yeah. Other dude, the Stain, who I just fucking constantly ignore. And what the fuck is wrong with him? So I think, okay, we're all agreeing. We're all fucking weird. We're all lesbian. We're all weird and autistic in here. So it's what I love. The people who throw insults or what they consider to be insults, and they think it'll upset me, and I'll go, no, I don't actually care that you say. I've made a video in the past. One of my favorite insults that I think is hilarious that they say about me is like, look at that autistic faggot. And I went, no, that's not me. That's AIDS. And we actually made a video where it's like, AIDS is saying, you're not allowed to call him an autistic faggot. I am the autistic faggot. It's like, dude, it's not an insult. It's so weird when people say autistic as an insult. It's like, well, it's not an insult. Someone either is or isn't. And faggot's not an insult. Someone either is or isn't gay or bi or whatever. And it's just like, dude, you can say that stuff. It doesn't upset me because I don't actually take it as an insult. I take it as some weird manifestation of what you're uptight about. And that's nothing to do with me. I don't feel anything about that stuff. Like when people hurl that abuse at me, it doesn't have any effect on me. I was like, dude, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think. It's absolutely irrelevant to me. They're saying better to be a narcissist than a nihilist. Look, there's no getting around. If someone says you're really fucking narcissistic, like, dude, I'm making videos, I'm talking to stuff and putting it out onto the internet, wanting people to pay attention to me. There's obvious narcissism in that. I'm putting my opinion out there and thinking people should pay attention to me. There's really obvious narcissism in that. It's like, fuck, dude. Stella, neurotypicals are assholes. I think this is the other weird thing. I think by most definitions, I'm neurotypical. I've never had clinical depression or anxiety. Runs in my family, though. I've had siblings, definitely, who've anxiety has run in my family. I've had siblings who have been subject to anxiety attacks. One, my oldest sister, who was my favorite sister, had anxiety attacks for years, and she was conscious of it. But one of my older brothers, I'm from a very big family, he described to me once all these feelings he was having, and I was like, dude, that's anxiety. It's like, it's a thing. It's a real thing. You're not crazy as such. But you're experiencing a real thing that a lot of people experience. And he was like, oh my God, that's such a fucking relief. Toby, would I be Aspie if I could? Like, I think rather than wanting to be Aspie or not Aspie or neurotypical or atypical, I think we need to spend as much time as we can being happy with that. So, Adele, I don't want you generalized anxiety. I'll be your friend who supports you with your generalized anxiety. I quit a job last year because it was so stressful. I was starting to feel physically sick at the thought of going into work. And I thought, this job is dangerous. This job is damaging me so much. I'm starting to feel physically sick. I think my mental health is at risk. I'm not having a breakdown yet, but I think this job is in danger of damaging my mental and physical health. So fuck it, I'm out. And I actually quit. I talked to them and said, no, I just can't come in anymore. Fuck it, I'm out. And that was because I have so many friends who deal with depression, anxiety, different forms of mental and physical health issues. When I saw stuff that was happening to me, I was like, no, fuck it. I'm not letting this happen to me. Fuck it. Tito, you got to go. See you. I am also going soon. Shatma, generalized anxiety disorder is your primitive brain saying this society is unnatural. I'm completely fucking on board with my primitive brain, quite honestly. Toriana, I'm completely with you about being an oddball. I don't think anyone's done anything extraordinary who was normal. Uriel, Fun fact: clean the house each Thursday for a grandmother and daughter. Queensland one there as well. That sounds like fun. They sound like interesting thing. A teacher of political science at University of Iceland. That actually sounds really interesting. Now you're in maintenance. You're feeling the best you have for years. I'm super glad. Toby, look, I kind of could stay for a while because normally on a Thursday I have to get up for work the next day. And I don't have to tomorrow, obviously, because it's Easter, it's a long weekend. Man, maybe I should stay for a while. But see, here's the thing. Okay. This is where I get soppy. I am actually a really happy person. Frankie, I can still see you, buddy. I can still see you. Larry, I reckon you'll take over the world, buddy. Look, on one level, I'm going, man, I could stay here. I could stay here for a couple of hours. I could do that. But see, here's the thing, and this is another funny thing. The trolls who harass me on a semi-regular basis, it's very important to them that I'm unhappy. It is super important to them that I'm unhappy and I'm not getting any. But like I'm in a really happy long-term relationship. We just had like a 12th anniversary, and you know, I'm thinking of going to bed and having cuddles with Mrs. Angry. It's not that you're not all awesome. It's just that I'm really super soppy, and I get to, go to bed and have cuddles with Mrs. Angry. It's not that you're not awesome. You're not quite as awesome as cuddles with Mrs. Angry, and I'm unashamedly really soppy like that. And I do occasionally, if I don't, if there's a period where I don't post the videos as regularly as I often do, it's usually because my family's taken priority. I have a family, and I'm super happy with my life, my family, and I will put them ahead of other things. Heretic, you got to bail. Thank you for hanging out. I've had a lot of fun tonight. Yeah, Charlie, I'm kind of cute and soppy, quite honestly. People think the angry thing, oh, he does the angry videos. He must be angry all the time. See, Frank knows the score. Bunch of people versus woman I love, not real topic. Frank, beside being my rough skinhead friend, Frank's a softie. Are you going to be mad at me for outing you? Frank is a super nice guy. Jatma, don't freak me out. You're saying you're not real, you're just images in my mind, because that's spookily a possibility. So, yeah. Sorry, you're a puppy making you go to the toilet. This Voxification, you got to run. Thank you for dropping by. Look, I am actually going to go. Thank you all for hanging out. As I said, I really enjoy. Most of you are people I only interact with online. Frank, I've been lucky enough to hang out with in real life. People like AngryPixie and Adele are people I also hang out with in real life. But I love yous all, in the words of a great Australian philosopher, Jeff Fenwick. And I will be, might do, I reckon, I've got a 4-day weekend coming up with Easter. I'll probably do another live stream sometime over the weekend, because they're so much fun. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out. You've all been super awesome, as always. And I'm hoping to see you all again soon. Look after yourselves. If you're going anywhere on the long weekend, it can be a dangerous time on the road. Look after yourselves. I don't want you to die. I've got a limited number of viewers. I want you to all come back. So look after yourselves. Make sure you're safe. And I will hopefully see you all again soon. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It's super awesome. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all another time. Bye now. And